Hi, my name's Deirdre Cleary and I'm head teacher at Notre Dame School in Sheffield, which I really have to pinch myself for every time I say that because I can't quite believe it myself. I've been in teaching for 35 years and I've spent 25 years at Notre Dame and 10 years at school in Rotherham before that, which was an 11 to 16 school. And I feel really blessed to be working in two schools that are so fabulous, and I can honestly say that I've really enjoyed my career and I'm still enjoying it now. I began as a teacher in the classroom, and right from the offset really I really enjoyed the job, and I loved the relationships you could make with students. They are brilliant people to be around. They just give you such life and joy, and they've all got it ahead of them, and it's lovely to be a part of that, to inspire them into a love of learning, to see them growing as people, and knowing that what you're doing is actually changing their lives and will make their lives better in the future. So I loved it right from the offset. After about 5-6 years, I ended up being a head of department and came to this school. By that time, I had had my two daughters, and I sort of knew that I would want to do more than just be a teacher in the classroom. And the reason why I thought that and really had the confidence to do that was my first head teacher said to me one day, they'd been advertising for an interim deputy head of the school, and in those days you had deputy heads that were for the girls and the boys, shows you how old I am now, and she was head of the girls, and she was off ill for a while and they needed somebody to replace, and even though I'd only been in the job sort of 2 years, he said to me, I seriously considered asking you to do it, and he said, I can see you one day being in that deputy head teacher's office. And I was like, me? You must be joking. And I think that's how we all feel. We all feel that we're not going to be able to get on and to progress, because of course you need the time to develop your skills and your knowledge. But it's people who believe in me on the way that have helped me to just move on in my career and end up in a job I never thought I would be in. I also remember making a conscious decision actually to have my children before I would try and go for any promotions, and I did that early on, and then when I got the job here I was very clear about leaving here early on, not staying really late at night, because I knew that I had to get home to my daughters and put them to bed and bath them and give them their tea, and I worked my job around that for some of that time in my career. And obviously as time went on, I was able to do things differently once my daughters were growing up, and I do think that you can work the job in between all the other things that are going on in your life as well. And I remember somebody saying to me, gosh, isn't it great? So you can see how hard some people are working by how late they stay here. And I got really annoyed actually, because I thought, I don't stay here very late, but I go home, I spend some time with my daughters, and then I pick up my work again afterwards. And it's nothing to do with how late I stay in school. I've had lots of really good mentors on the way that have helped me in my career. They've given me good advice, they've coached me, they've seen what I was good at and have helped to nurture that. And people sometimes ask me for advice about their careers and how they can get on. And my advice I always give them is just do the job that you're doing now really well, because people will notice you. There's no one right path to anything. If you fancy working in department, fancy working in pastoral, fancy being a deputy head teacher, there is no one path you have to go down. All experience is good experience, and you will one day look at the person who is above you and think, do you know what, I could do that job. And that's what drove me on in the end. I knew I could do that job. Doesn't mean that I was really confident or thought really highly of myself, but I did know that I could do that. And I think sometimes we hold ourselves back because we don't believe that, and it's because we want to do things really well. But believe in yourself. This job now, I came into this a year ago and I absolutely love it. I didn't know how brilliant it would be. It's so different every day. You can be talking to somebody about the litter in the yard, or what students are getting for their lunch, and that being really important, thinking about how can we do better for them, or I'm meeting the head of department, or I'm meeting parents. Every day is different and it's just so enjoyable. And I think what makes it for me is that I've always enjoyed making a difference with students' lives, but I think when you're a head teacher, although you're not doing that in the classroom yourself every day, through your leadership of others, you're ensuring that all students get a really good deal and that they get the best quality education that they can, and that we develop them as the best people that we can. So that keeps me motivated every day, and I feel really lucky to be doing the job that I am.
Hi, I'm Becky Otieno. I'm an RE teacher here at Notre Dame. I've been teaching here for 16 years after being a student here for 7. I absolutely love teaching. As part of my role, I get to teach RE, which is wonderful. I'm also second in department. I also work alongside chaplaincy, doing the prayer life and worship life of the school. Teaching is everything to me. It is my bread and butter. I absolutely adore it. I love seeing kids take information that you give them, help them understand it, and that moment when the penny drops and the spark just lights is absolutely wonderful. I love the fact that I can come into my classroom at lunchtime, sit and have chats with kids, get to know everything that's going on. It's so good to see them grow and mature into the wonderful people that they are. Teaching is fabulous.
I'm Emma. I have been teaching for 5 years and I'm currently head of drama. I love teaching because I love to share the passion I have for my subjects with so many kids. I love that my classroom can become a safe space where kids feel like they can completely be themselves and open up a brand new interest for them. I love extracurricular. I love being able to give children the opportunity to really throw themselves into something that I love so much, and I can share that love with them.
Hi, I'm Jen Benzies and I am the secondary core lead here at the Sheffield SCITT, and I also teach maths. I have been teaching for 10 years, and what I really like about teaching maths is the challenge of coming up with different ways to explain things to students when they are struggling. The great thing about maths is that there's lots of different ways to explain the same thing, and I like to try and find which way works for students and how to help them learn the new and tricky concepts that we are covering that they might struggle with. Also with maths, it's often right or wrong, so there's lots of those little light bulb moments that teachers really strive for when they are teaching.
Hello, I'm Sarah Sheffield. I've been teaching, this is my 8th year of teaching. I absolutely adore teaching. I honestly think it's the best profession that you can choose to go into. It's hard at times, but those good times make it all worthwhile. That feeling that you get when the kids are in front of you and they're all doing that task, they're engaged, and you look around and you see every hand writing away, and you see that they're so focused on something that you've provided them with that's going to help them progress. It's just the best feeling. There's nothing better than it. All the relationships that you build, the lives that you have an impact on, it really is the most wonderful, joyful.
Hi, my name is Miss Isaac. I am a maths teacher here at Notre Dame High School. I have been teaching for about 5 years now. I've recently moved over and I can't lie, I absolutely love teaching.
Hi, my name's Charlotte Strutman. I'm a maths teacher and this is my 6th year teaching. Highlights of my job are working in my department. I came from an engineering background, so I sort of studied to do engineering at university, and I was one of very few women on the course, so it was quite nice to represent that area, but then decided that actually maths and teaching was the thing that kind of was more what I would go into. I felt more confident with it, so that was quite nice. And actually I think that's been probably the biggest highlight of my career, is just the gaining confidence that I've had as a student at school. I was always told that I just need to have more confidence in myself, and actually I got to this job and that's built day by day and lesson by lesson, and having that impact on the students and knowing that you're doing the job well just adds to that sort of belief in yourself.